Well, hello. Hi, everyone. How are y'all? How are you guys today? Hope you're good on the middle of this beautiful, what is this? Is it summer? I don't even know what's going on here. Hi, everybody's here. Okay, let me check that right there and do that. Okay. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Streamer. That is what I am doing right now. So you are either watching Streamer or you are listening to Streamer on your podcast. But a lot of times right now we have decided to go live and do Streamer live. So welcome to Streamer. I am the streamer. Melissa Radke, and I'm so glad that you are here with me. I want to tell you an email concern that was sent to me. Here's what it said. Someone wrote in to me, and I read my own emails. Yes, I do. Dear Melissa, I finished Netflix. Now what? Raise your hand if you feel that way. Like, what do we do? What do we do when all of the shows have been watched? I feel the same way. Like I see these things on TikTok where they're like, use this secret code to unlock all of the movies on Netflix that they don't want you. That never works. That does not work. And I feel like I have finished Netflix. I feel like I've finished Hulu. I feel like I've finished Disney Plus and Amazon Prime. And you probably feel the same way. However, I am bringing to you two things today that I am so excited to bring to you. Sometimes I want to bring you shows that everybody's talking about, and I want to give you my take. And other times I want to bring you shows that not a lot of people are talking about, and I need you to know about. So welcome to Streamer, where I'm going to bring you what you can watch now that you have finished Netflix. Now that nothing is left on the streaming services, okay? Don't worry. What happens when you've run out of things to watch? You ask your girl. Cue the music. Here we go. Are y'all ready? Today, I'm going to be talking to you about two different shows, but on the same streaming service. So normally I bring you different varying streaming services, but today we are going old school. We are going exclusively Netflix. I cannot not imagine for the life of me that you don't have Netflix or that you've never heard of it. In fact, if you've never heard of Netflix, hi, and welcome to the internet. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining. How's Mars? Because like everybody and their dog, Netflix doing well. Like if your family owns stock in Netflix, congrats, because you're doing really well during this time when we've all been home for a while and we're moving into summer, and we're going to keep being home. We're going to keep being home for a long while. So I'm going to bring you two shows today. Now, the first one I want to talk to you about, I'm going to give you a little bit of background on it, and then I'm going to give you my Spanx review. Okay? As a reminder, a Spanx review is the same as somebody giving it 3 popcorns out of 5, okay? Or a thumbs up or a thumbs down or 2 thumbs up or 2 thumbs down. I just go by Spanx. How many Spanx would I wear if I was going to watch this show? Because if I'm putting on 5 Spanx, clearly I think highly of you. I want to suck it all in, gird it all up, shoot it all out. Put the girls out there, the whole bit. I'm going to put on 5 Spanx. That's a great Spanx review. Maybe I'm like, I don't really know. So I'm going to put on like a 2 Spanx, okay? That's like I'm going to just pull on like some bottoms and a top and call it a day. Though I will tell you, as y'all all know, I have done many Spanx reviews and given them 0 Spanx. Like last time I did a Spanx review, I would have sat naked and watched that show. 0 Spanx. I did not like it at all. Okay, so here's the first show I want to talk to you about. This series came out in 2017, and I watched it in 2017. And I am not a person who rewatches shows a lot, but I actually rewatched it the other day. There's 6 episodes of this Margaret Atwood classic show. Now, if you hear the name Margaret Atwood and you go, where have I heard that name before? She's an author, #Handmaid's Tale, and everybody, like you should know who Margaret Atwood was. It was taken from a Margaret Atwood novel, but based on a true story, is Alias Grace. Again, this came out about 3 years ago. Even then, not a lot of people were talking about Alias Grace. So therefore, now even less people are talking about it. I just tend to think that Alias Grace is a series that got buried somewhere way beneath the surface. Okay, let me tell you about it. Alias Grace is 6 episodes long. It is considered a true crime drama. It is based off of the Margaret Atwood novel that is taken from a true story of Grace Marks, who is an immigrant and a servant in Canada, and she is accused of a heinous crime. Accused. She's accused and convicted. Now, I've always told you guys I'm not going to give you spoilers. I'm not giving you a spoiler. You will know this within the first few minutes of the episode, okay? You will know that she is accused and convicted. You're going to know that. What they do is they tell you that up front, and then they do flashbacks, because this story is about, did she really do it? Did she really do it? And so that is really what Alias Grace is about. It is a period piece. It's set in the early 1900s, and it's so good. Honestly, it is based on a true story, and Grace Marks is actually one of the most notorious women of crime in 19th century Canada. Y'all want to talk about that? Like 19th century Canada? I don't know anything about 19th century U.S. And I'm telling y'all about something did they have crime in Canada in the 19th century? David?
Most of it was on horseback, but yeah.
Yes, a lot of horseback, a lot of, there, don't go over there. Like, I would think it would be a lot of that, wouldn't you? Like a lot of, they got off at the train depot. I don't even know what I'm talking right now. I have no idea what's going on here. It's like Fargo meets Alias Grace.
I can tell you she probably had something to do with stolen maple syrup.
She stole them. She did, all right. She came down and she wooed a ranger and stole the maple syrup. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just telling you guys, Alias Grace is so good. So here's the deal. Can you watch it with your kids or whatever? I don't know. Y'all know I don't have any kind of parameters. You know I don't. I let my child watch CSI. I let her watch CSI, and she had to keep watching Andy Griffith, like 3 of them in a row, just to go to bed. Watch it first. It's actually really, really clean. I mean, it's TV 14, I think. So it's got some things, and it can be dark in some places. It can be dark in some places when they're putting like the metal things on her head because they think she's psychotic, and so they're going to try to, like old-timey shock treatment kind of stuff. It is dark in some places. They think she's possessed, so they're going to try to do like an exorcism kind of thing on her. But y'all, it is really, really good. I probably would watch it if I had like a 15 or 16-year-old. I would have zero problem watching it with them. It's really good. It's definitely suspenseful. She is accused of murdering her employer. Okay, so she works in the home, and she's accused of murdering her employer, who is played by Anna Paquin from True. Some of you guys remember her from True Blood. Really great actress. I think you're gonna really like Alias Grace, and if you've never heard of it, congratulations! I'm your girl. I told you, I'm your girl. So look it up, Alias Grace. I think you'll really, really like it. Okay, any questions about Alias Grace on there?
No, just had a few asking. Was it able for the kids to watch and those kind of things? What's it like? What's it rated? We've have some saying that we just added it to their watch list. My kind of show, says Patty.
Okay, so if you're just hopping on, we are talking about a little known treasure on Netflix. Came out in 2017, but still available if you want to look it up. Netflix is one of those things where unless it's current, it really doesn't appear on your screen. So you got to go look it up, and then they know, oh, you like this kind of thing. Okay, well, we'll start showing you more. And I'm talking today about a Margaret Atwood novel come to life in a 6-episode series called Alias Grace. It came out in 2017. I watched it then and loved it, and I just rewatched it again here in 2020, and I think you will like it as well. It is a true crime drama set in northern Canada in the early 1900s with one of the most infamous true crime women in northern Canada at the time. Her name was Grace Marks. Is she crazy? Is she a killer? You take 6 episodes to try to figure it out. It's got a lot of winds and turns and flips and flops. Really well acted. And hey, if nothing else, she speaks in the most, if nothing else, if I've done zero else for you, she speaks in the most eloquent Irishy language. What do you call Irishy? An Irish accent? Okay, she speaks Irish. It is like it's the best ASMR. Seriously. Just turn it on low and take a nap, okay? But you won't want to. It's a really great show. What is my Spanx review of Alias Grace? I'm going to give it 4 Spanx. Now, guys, 5 Spanx is the very top. 5 Spanx is like I'm putting on all the Spanx. 5 Spanx is like I can't catch a deep breath. I'm getting all dressed up for you, all dolled up, okay? And I can't catch a deep breath. I'm giving it 4 Spanx. 5 is a lot. 4 is a healthy amount of Spanx. That means I really like the show. More Spanx, more happy, okay? Also more painful. You'll love it. That is my review of Alias Grace. Now, I'm going to end with one more thing on Netflix. A couple of weeks back, I received an email from someone who had been listening to my streamer podcast, and they recommended something to me that they said I just had to watch. It was a woman, and she said it like this. Now, I don't know that this is how she talks, but in my head it is. Melissa, I have got something I need for you to watch. Now, you would love it, and it is clean, and you can watch it with your children, and you can watch it with David, and there'll be no problem. You won't have any problems watching it, and I should know because it's my son. Stop. If anybody ever recommends anything to you that their kid wrote or starred in or produced, don't watch it. Don't watch it. What if you watch it and it's horrible? And then she's got your email and you've got her email. So I unwisely, I turned on her son's show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to tell you about a stand-up comedy show on Netflix. Nate Bargatze. It's called The Tennessee Kid with comedian Nate Bargatze. She said, Nate is my son and you should watch it. I don't know what possessed me to watch it, but I did. And she was freaking right. Y'all, it is so funny. He is so funny and he is so dry and he is so laid back and he is so charming. And I don't know if it's the Tennessee in him or I don't know if it's the fact that his daughter did his intro. And then at the end of the stand-up comedy special, it shows family pictures of his family. Things that he talked about in the routine actually appear at the end as the credits are rolling. Honestly, it was just so charming. And I can't believe I got so lucky because that's seriously what happens to me all the time. Like somebody will say, my sister wrote a book, you should read it. And then I do, and then it's horrible. And then they say, what did you think about my sister's book? But this, I loved it from beginning to end. Now, I gotta tell you, we are not a family that watches a lot of comedy specials. I mean, granted, Jerry Seinfeld's just came on, and of course we watch that because I'm a groupie. But we don't watch a ton of comedy specials, mainly because as a family, we can't. You all know, like the language or the subject matter is usually horrific. So that is just not something that we ever try. But considering it was his mother who wrote me and said, no, you can watch it with your kids, I thought I would give it a chance. Not only did we sit and watch that entire episode with our kids, and our kids were laughing as well, we ended up showing it again on Mother's Day. My mom and dad came over for lunch, and we ended up showing it to my parents. And this is what my mother said. The next day, my mother said, Melissa, that was the most wonderful Mother's Day I've ever had. From the lunch that David grilled to the comedy special. When you speak at my funeral, make sure you mention that day. That's the weirdest thing anyone has ever said to me, but that's what she said. They loved it. My dad has now shown it to people. It's called The Tennessee Kid, starring Nate Bargatze. Has anybody saying anything on there? Have y'all heard of him or seen him?
We've got lots of I love him. Oh my gosh. He's
Really?
my favorite. I love Nate. He's fantastic. I love him. I didn't know he had a Netflix show. Yeah, lots of people know, and even they knew the name before you said it.
David, am I new to him?
Might be
David, you know I don't like being behind the curve.
Now, he did have an episode on another Netflix.
Yes, so there was apparently a Netflix special that came out about 2 years ago called The Stand-Ups. And it was almost like kind of where they're giving these stand-ups a try. And Nate was one of them. We've now gone back and watched his episode on the stand-ups, and it too was hilarious. He's just so wonderful. I tell David, I'm telling you, you and this guy would be friends. I really think they would be. I mean, he's not as good looking as you, David. Who is? Who is, honey? But I swear they would be friends. And that was great. And then, so he ended up, did he win the stand-ups? Was it a contest or something?
I don't know.
But from the stand-ups came his own Netflix special. So I'm embarrassed. I guess everybody knew about him and I didn't. But maybe y'all are like us in the Radke household, finding stand-up comedians that you can watch with your children. That's hard. That's not easy to do. And I wonder what he would do if he knew his mother. If he knew his mother emailed me. But good for him. He has a mom that reaches out and tells people the truth. I mean, my mother said the biggest prayer she had for 2020 was that I would get a real job. To which I said, I have one, thank you. And she said, if you can't name it, you ain't got it. So she can't put a name to what I do for a living. So therefore I don't have a real job. But congratulations, Nate. I guess you do. I just think it was precious that his mom reached out and that she was actually right. Could you imagine? So what is my Spanx review for the Tennessee Kid with Nate Bargatze? Y'all, I'm putting in 5 Spanx for him. What in the world? I'm going to tell you what. The last time I put 5 Spanx on, I was in LA, I was having a meeting, and half of them came rolling down in the middle of my lunch. So that's saying something. I can't get 5 Spanx on this body. I've tried, I can't do it. But I am willing to put on 5 Spanx for the Tennessee Kid. I absolutely loved it. How many times have we now seen it? 2 or 3 times?
At least 3.
Yes. So you gotta check it out with your family. You'll have a great time. And if it's like, oh God, what are we gonna do this weekend? Our in-laws are coming over, and play on that. It'll be fun. Okay, any comments or questions?
Maybe we'll have to reach out to Nate and have him on the podcast.
Oh, his mother wrote me back and said, oh, I mentioned your podcast to him, and he said he would love to come on. Y'all, he would love me. Would he not, David? He would. You didn't one bit look like you believed that. David, he would. He would probably fall madly in love with me. That's on you. All right, guys, that is my episode of Streamer. As always, you can catch it on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts, because we will download this and put it on as a podcast. You can listen to it in your car or look it up whenever you need to. But here's what I'm asking you. We're also doing these live right now while everybody is so in front of their televisions and their phones, and I'm asking you to share. Share it. I'm an American treasure. Share me. Okay? God knows you'll talk about the keto diet for 17 days in a row. God knows you'll post everything you ate that's low carb, but you're not going to share me? Now that is ridiculous. Okay? I'm good for your system. I'm good for your health. I build you up. I'm America's keto plan. Share me. Do it right now. Share this. This has been Streamer with me, your host, Melissa Radke. Why? Why do we need a streamer? Because that TV ain't going to watch itself. Duh. Thanks, you guys. Till next time. Bye.